On the 30th of March, me, my sister and my mom took a plane and got to the London city. We decided to take this longer weekend off to travel a bit and spend some time together as I no longer live at home. So yeah, this was some real quality time and I will take you guys along. I also decided to make this video informative and provide some tips on where to go in London, and we visited some of the basic sites but also some really cool places and you might haven't heard of them, so enjoy! We found an Airbnb next to Oxford Street, which is the street you can see in the video, and it's extremely busy street every hour of the day, but luckily we managed to get some proper sleep. After walking some very steep stairs, typical for London, we found our apartment, which was super cute, and then we went to the streets and looked for something to eat. We ended up in a restaurant called K-pop. You can see also some placards here, and had some delicious bibimbap. The first cool stop is House of Mina Lima. This is a shop and gallery of the designer of Harry Potter, so it's Harry Potter themed, but you can find there other cool artsy things to look at or buy, and the aesthetic was very impressive. For example, look at the floor and stairs. All of these places are in Covent Garden, as well as the one we are heading to right now. Neil's Yard is a secret square with cute little shops and cafes, and it's also very Instagram friendly, as you can see. Seven Dials is another cool place in the Covent Garden area. I've never been here before and I'm sorry I haven't found it sooner. It's basically a market full of restaurants and bistros, but also drinks such as bubble tea. The whole Covent Garden is very aesthetic, and you can basically just walk there and find cool corners, shops and murals. And there's also this street called Long Acre, which is not as busy as Oxford Street, for example, but also full of shops you love, as and other stories, for example. Then we went to the Piccadilly Circus, and it was crowded as expected. I wanted to pick with the telephone booth, but my sister doesn't let me and says it's cringe. I think actually this hue is different every few years, because when I was here last time I think it was a horse, but I don't want but look how beautiful the building of the gallery is. Luckily we came at a great time. Then we just chilled at Trafalgar Square and enjoyed the city's atmosphere. It wasn't even that cold for sitting, even though I feel like it's always cold in London. As it was dinner time, we went to Chinatown to search for something to heal our hunger. Chinatown is, in my opinion, also a place where you can go any time of the day. There are a bunch of bubble tea places as well as restaurants. We went to a really cool Sichuan restaurant. Then was time to go home via Oxford Street and get some proper sleep after a whole day of walking. We started our second day with a walk around Skyscrapers, as my sister is a future Tate Mosby, aka architect, and she wanted to take a look and probably think about her big project of building the tallest skyscraper in the Czech Republic. But who knows what these artists think about nowadays. My sister is Tate Mosby, so my mom is always like, look up at the buildings, and I look up and then there's rain in my eyes. As it was raining a whole day, typical for London, we went to the Tate Modern Gallery, which is near the river. And I mean, the Tate Modern was cool, and some of the pieces were very original and inspirational, but it's often like flipping a coin with modern art galleries. And I have a different gallery which I would recommend more, but it will be on day 4, so stay tuned for that. My sister wanted to take a look at this bridge by an architect she learned about in school. Okay, I'll find his name for you. His name is Norman Foster and the bridge is called Millennium Bridge, which sounds famous and I might have known that. The galleries are amazing but also very tiring, and as we were super hungry, we went to the Borough Market, which is very close to the Tate Modern. You can find several cuisines here and also sweets and drinks, and we ended up having a Mexican meal, which we loved, and the tacos were gluten-free. Vlogging in the public is not as easy as you can see. If you get tired of the classic London sights, I highly recommend trying one of these hipster neighborhoods. The first one we visited is Brick Lane, and it's full of markets and vintage stores. There's also one which is underground and it's freaking endless. Yeah, very aesthetic and hip. We ended our day where else than in Uniqlo, where my mom and sister bought like 10 things, and honestly, I can't blame them. It wasn't raining in the morning, so we decided to change the scenery a bit and went to Hyde Park. If you've been to London before, you've probably been there, but it's a pleasant getaway from the city. You literally feel like in a forest. Can be more British than this, because I was like, oh, such a nice meadow, only people on horses are missing. And I love how there are multiple things happening here at the same time. In one corner, people have some crazy military boot camp. Literally, that's what the t-shirt said. And on the other side, people are learning to skate on something which looks like a ski with wheels. And they have these Nordic walking poles. I don't know. Then there are people on horses, because there's literally a lane for horses. I love it. I would love to go running to Hyde Park one day. We had to sit for a moment and get some caffeinated drinks and snacks before we went sightseeing again. And today we went for more mainstream sites, as I thought it would be a shame not to see them while we're here. Plus, I was recently watching the Crown TV series, so I wanted to put the context to the places. Another hipster area is Camden Town, also full of markets and shops. The products are often handmade and original, but it's not the case for all of them, so you have to kind of go through it and see what you like, what you don't. But honestly, these shops can serve as just a gallery as well. You don't have to buy anything to enjoy your stay here. We took the bus back to the city center, and it's funny because before I came to London for the first time, I thought these buses are just for tourists. How cool would it be if we had these buses in Czech Republic as well? Carnaby Street is another cool shopping street with smaller shops, but as you can see, it gets pretty busy, so if you don't mind walking with masses of people around you, I would recommend this district. Last thing on agenda were these gluten-free burgers, which were delicious, and I highly recommend this restaurant. Sadly, this was our last day in London, and as I pointed out earlier, this is the gallery I talked about, Tate Britain. I expected some old boring paintings, and I was never as mistaken. We haven't got much time and couldn't make it till the end, but I would come back just for this gallery. Beautiful statues, a stunning exhibition of William Turner, David Hockney's swimming pool, lots of modern artworks, lots of older paintings as well, but still amazing. Really nice coffee with gluten-free wraps, which I haven't had in ages. We were so sorry that we had to leave so early. And maybe just a side note, Tate Modern has much cooler shops with books and artsy pieces. You might go there just for that. Otherwise, Tate Britain is much cooler in my opinion. And then it was time to say London a big goodbye and fly back to Borough. I will definitely come back, and if you're visiting London anytime soon, let me know if you visited any of the places I recommended. Thank you very much for watching and see you next week. Bye!